Good morning, student. Today we start with a new chapter, that is a basic concept of OOPS. This is the sixth chapter in your syllabus. So what are the classes we are done till here? That all are based on your problematic classes, which means the problematic chapters. So from this chapter you are going to learn about the programming. So from 6 to 10 chapters, that will complete programming classes, which means the programming chapter. So this is the first introduction of the OOPS class. So you should learn this basic concept, then only you can understand the next chapter's concepts. Okay, let's start with a new chapter, that is a basic concept of OOPS. So you learn about OOPS, right, in a first year PU. In your first year PU. So what is OOPS? It is a object. What's the full form of OOPS? It's a object oriented programming or program. That is called as a OOPS. OOPS nothing but object oriented program. It is a principle of design and development of the program. It is a principle of design and development of the program using modular approach, that is called as a object oriented programming, right? So this basic concept you have learned in your first year PU, right? Modularity. So these are the keywords you have learned in the first year PUC, right? So in this chapter we are going to learn about the basic concept, which means we are just brush up the what you have learned in the first PU classes. Okay, so before you started to study this chapter, please go through your first year chapters which is related to this chapter. Okay, so once you go through that, then only you can understand this chapter little easily. But it is not too difficult to understand, but if you know the some of the keyword meaning, then you can understand. It's a very easy concept. Okay, so the object oriented programming is a principle of design and development of a program, that is called as a object oriented program. Here we have some basic element, that is a data. That is a data. Data is a basic element to a object oriented program. Why it is a basic element or fundamental element? Because using this data, then only you can develop the program or solve the problems, right? So any problem, if you have any problem, first you need to know about the data, right? So what is the problem? You are going to analyze the problem. What are the data that in a problem? So once you analyze the complete problem and data, then you can know the how to solve the problem. Same thing here. So what are the data here? That is a basic element. Without data you can't develop any program. Okay. So that's why the data is a basic element in a object oriented programming. So this is the basic fundamental element, and also it is very important when you are learning to this programming language. Okay, what is object oriented program? It is a principle of design and develop the program using modular approach. It is called as a OOPS or object oriented program. What are the basic element of the program, which means the OOPS concept? That is a element, data is the basic element. Okay, so this is about what is OOPS and what are the languages come under this OOPS, which means the object oriented program, that is C++, C#, Python, Perl. These are the programming languages. These all programming languages developed by using this OOPS concept. Using this OOPS concept. So as of this generation, the Python is running the programming language. As of now, it's a very famous programming language. So all programming languages come under the OOPS concept, even Java too. Even Java too. These are the programming languages developed under the OOPS concept. So that's why if you learn all the programming language, you should learn OOPS concept first. Once you know the OOPS concept, the basic concept, how it is works, everything, then you can easily understand all the programming language. As of now, which means in your syllabus, you are going to learn the C++ programming language. Right? In the first year, you are started to learn about C++ programming languages. This come under OOPS concept. So that's why OOPS concept is very important. So if you know about the OOPS concept, which means if you understand this concept, then you can easily understand all the programming language. Even you can develop your programming skill. Okay, let's start with basic concept of OOPS. So in this chapter you have the 7 marks in your examination board. So which is one of the important chapter, and I already told from 6 to 10 chapters is containing this programming subject, which means the concept. It should be learned from 6 to 10 chapters. If you in between any skip object or classes, if you have skipped any classes in between in this 6 to 10 chapter, that will be very difficult to understand the further classes. You can't skip any one concept in any chapter between 6 to 10. It is very important because these 6 chapters, which means the 4th chapter from 6 to 10, it is interlinked chapter. So once you understand the 6th chapter, then only you can understand the 7th one. If you understand the 7th one, then only you can understand 8, 9, 10. So if you miss any concept in between any chapter, it will be very difficult to understand complete concept of this OOPS. So you should listen this chapter carefully because it is a fundamental and introduction of this concept. Then only you can understand the further classes. Okay. So this is about basic concept of OOPS. Okay. Before basic concept of OOPS, which means the concept of OOPS, we have some other programming concept, that is a procedural programming. That is a procedural programming. So before coming to your OOPS concept, which means before development of your OOPS concept, the first concept is developed, that is a procedural programming or program. So what is the meaning of procedural program? Why we can't make the or we can't develop the programming using this procedural programming? We'll see why we are not use this procedural programming as of this generation. Okay. The what is procedural programming? By name telling procedural, by procedural name telling you, this concept is come under the complete procedural concept, which means, so whatever the data you are going to develop or program you are going to develop, that is come under the procedural level, which means procedural programming is a process the set of instruction to achieve the desired computation. That is called as a procedural programming. Okay, what is the meaning of procedural programming? We are processing the set of instruction to achieve particular computation. So that is called as a procedural program. So this procedural program contains the set of instructions. It contains the set of instruction, which means the set of instruction can be 10 lines or else the 50, 1000 and 150 lines. It is a set of instruction. It will execute one by one. But main drawback of this procedural programming, that is a lengthy. So if the set of instruction has the 10 line, there is no problem with that to execute that instruction. But it has the 1000 of set of instruction, so it may be difficult to develop, as well it is difficult to understand because it is a too lengthy, right? This is the one of drawback of the procedural programming. Why it is a drawback? Because of this lengthiness, right? It is if it is as a 1000 line of the instruction, it may be difficult to execute the 1000 line of the instructions, right? It takes more time to execute the complete set of instruction, and it consumes the time, right? Because of the lengthy, and it is difficult to modify. This is also one drawback. Why modify is difficult? Because of the lengthy. So if I have the 1000 line of the programming instruction, it is difficult to search where we need to rectify the instruction. That may be difficult. Even you rectify the instruction, the rectified instruction will be affected to the another instruction. Which means if you operate one instruction, which means if you repair one instruction, that will affect it to the another instruction. ಯಾವ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ 1000 ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ವೈರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ 1000 ಆಫ್ ವೈರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ವೈರ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಇಂಟರ್ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ವೈರು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಇನ್ಯಾವುದೋ ವೈರ್ಗೆ ಇಂಟರ್ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹೇಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದು ಇಂಟರ್ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತೋ ವೈರು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್, each instruction is interconnected each other. If any one instruction is modified, it will be affected to the another instruction. That's why it is modify is difficult in this procedural programming. Okay, and it will increase the complexity. What is the meaning of increase the complexity? Which means it has the 1000 line of instruction, so it is a lengthy, one is a drawback, and it is difficult to modify. Which means the complete operation of this instruction making complexity of the complete develop the program, right? It make the complexity to develop the program. That is a main drawback of this procedural program. It increase the complexity, as well it is difficult to understand. Why? Because it is a 1000 line of the instruction. If it has a 1000 line of instruction, you can't understand at a one read. Right? You also take the lot of time to understand. Even to understand, you can't make any changes, because first you have to study in each instruction with a very complete deep information, right? So that make you difficult to understand, that make you difficult to modify, and that is because of this lengthiness. This all concept make a complexity to develop the program. These are all the drawback of the procedural program. That's why they develop the another concept, object oriented program, to rectify all this drawback of the procedural programming. Okay, so then what are the programming languages come under the procedural programming? That is a C and Pascal. These two programming languages is come under the procedural program. So I think you heard about C languages, right? These C languages is come under the procedural programming, which means it contains a set of instruction. It should be very length, right? It's difficult to modify and it is difficult to understand, right? So that's why they have developed the another concept, that is OOPS concept, object oriented programming. So why I explained the procedure programming? Because you should know about why OOPS concept is developed, why we learn the OOPS concept, because of all rectify the all drawback of the previous concept, that is a procedural programming concept. Okay, so very first concept is a procedure programming concept. Then we have the structured program. We'll see about what is structured program. The next concept is a structured programming or structured program. So it is a same as your procedure programming concept, but here you are going to develop the program with a three control statement. With a three control statement, the first one is a sequence. The first one is a sequence. The second one is looping, and the last one and third one is a condition. These are the three control statements. So using these control statements, the structured programming is developed. Okay. So what is the sequence? What is looping? And what is condition? The sequence, in the sense, the set of instruction will be executed by one, which means it is a instruction 1. Okay, I'm just taking the example. This is instruction 2 and this is instruction 3, which means here we have the 3 instruction. It will be execute the instruction first, then it will execute the instruction 2 and the third one, which means here the set of instruction, it will be executed by one. So that's why we are telling that it is a sequential order. Sequential order, which means it is executed continuously one by one. That is a sequential order, right? So the next one is the looping. Looping means, have you heard about the for loop, while loop and do while loop, right? That is a looping concept, which means here in the classroom we have a total students, the 20 students. I need to count from 1 to 20 students, then I am using for loop. That you know, right? Because I have explained in a first year classes, right? Looping, when you are using the looping, when you are counting something, when you are repeatedly using the statement something, right? So on that condition we are using the looping. So using looping we are construct this programming, which means we are going to construct the structured programming using looping. So what are the looping? For loop, while loop, do while loop. These are the looping concept. We are going to develop the structured programming. And the last one is a condition. So what is condition? The conditions statement. So what is the conditional statements? You know that you learned in your first year. If condition, if else and nested if. These are the condition statements, right? So we are using if else and nested if. We are going to develop the structured programming by using these 3 concepts, which means the 3 control statement support to develop the structured program. Okay, and it is top down design. The structured program is a top down design. So why it is called as a top down design? Because the problem will be divided into sub problem. This sub problem will be again divided into other sub problem to make a solution or to develop the solution, right? when you get the solution for each subproblem, you are going to combine all the subproblem. You will get the solution for your main problem. Top-down design, you have learned the top-down and bottom-up design your first year, right? So top-down, which means you are going to divide the problem into subproblem. Again, subproblem into another subproblem, right? And when you get the solution of each subproblem, you are going to combine all the solution of the subproblem. You will get the solution for your main problem. So that is called as a top-down design, which means here this structured programming is developed by using the top-down design. Okay, the first one programming is a procedure programming. The next concept is a structured programming, and after these two procedural programming, we came with a OOPS concept. So till this generation is running with a OOPS concept. Okay. Now you know that which is the first programming concept is came. There is a procedural, next is a structured, and the last one is a OOPS. Okay. From now on we are going to learn about the OOPS concept. Just listen carefully. Okay. We'll start. Object oriented programming. So what is the definition for object oriented programming? It is a principle of design and develop the program by using modular approach, that is called as a object oriented program, and which is the basic element of the object oriented program. That is the data is the basic element of the object oriented program, right? And in this object oriented programming, the actual definition of the object oriented programming is the combining data and function, combining the data and function that operate the data, right, to operate the data into a single unit, that is called as a object oriented programming. It is a combined data and function to operate the data as a single unit called as a object oriented programming. This is a actual definition of the object oriented programming. Okay. So what is the meaning of combining data and function to operate the data? Which means if you have any problem or if you have any program to develop, first you need the data. First you need a data. That's why data is the basic element of OOPS, right? So here the basic element of the data, which means I'll take the example 2 and 3. This is the data. This is the data and the function. Here combining here data as well function, right? So 2 and 3 is the data, which is the function then. Here plus is the function. Plus is the function. Here see, I'm combining the data with the function. Then you will get the meaningful result. Right? So what is the data? Data is a basic element of the OOPS. So what is the actual data? This actual data is a real fact figure. So whatever the data in the real world, that will be the data we are giving to a computer to operate, right? So 2 and 3 are the data. The plus is a function. Why it is a function? Because the plus is telling you make addition of these two number. Right? So when you see this sign plus, you know that plus is the symbol of addition. Right? You know that the plus is the symbol of addition. That's why this sign is telling you make a addition of these two number. Make addition of this two number, you will result. You will get the result. That's why here make the combining of data and function. Data and function. Function is nothing but it is an action of the task. So whatever the task we are going to do, first we need the data, then we take the action to operate the particular task, right? That is a function. Alva? So object oriented programming ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಡೇಟಾ ಮತ್ತು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಡೇಟಾನ ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಏನು? 2 and 3 ಆರ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ. ಸೊ ಈ ಡೇಟಾನ ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನು ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಸೈನ್ ಅಥವಾ ವಿಚ್ element telling to you to do the action, telling to you to do the action, that is a function. Here the plus sign is telling to you to make a addition, alva? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸೈನ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀವಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ? ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. So here what is the definition of OOPS? That is a combining data and function is a addition, right? Sorry, combining and data and function, that is a definition of this OOPS. So we are doing here, these are the data, 2 and 3 are the data and plus is the function. We are combining this, you will get the meaningful result. So this is the basic concept. Once you understand what is data, what is function, then you can easily understand the each concept of this OOPS. Okay, this is the basic concept. So what is the object oriented program? Here the object oriented program is the combining data and function to operate the data as a single unit. It is called as the object oriented program. Object oriented program. Okay. And the next is a data and function. Data and function combine to operate the data, right? These two are combined to operate the data as a small unit. As a small unit. This small unit called as object. This small unit called as object. This small unit called as object. So it's a very important key term, because for 1 mark they may ask the question, what is object? Object is a set of, or is a collection of set of data and function. It is a collection of set of data and function, that is called as object, right? Here see, we are combining the data and function to operate the data as a small unit. This small unit is called as the object. So object in the sense, it is a collection of data and function, that is the object, right? So if they ask the definition of object, you are going to write the object is a collection of set of data and function, that is called as a object. Okay, here whatever the data and function come under this object, that is called a data member and member function. So first key word is object. You should know about what is object, right? Now you know that the object is a collection of, right? It's a collection of data and function. If you not understand the plus sign, I am going to write a and function. Okay, it's a collection of the data and function. Whatever the data and function is combined in the object, and the object ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ data and function ಬಂದ್ರೂ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ data member and member function. So the data is come under in an object that called as a data member. That called as a data member. the function, which function is come under an object, that is called as a member function. That is called as a member function. So this is the another keyword you should learn. You should remember always, because from now on I won't use any data and function keyword. I'll start to use data member and member function. So if I'm telling data member, which means I'm telling the data. If I'm start to telling the member function, which means that I'm telling the function, these both are come under where? Object. Object ಒಳಗೆ data ಅಂತ function ಅಂತ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದೆ? ಈಗ object ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? It contains set of object and data. Sorry, data and function. ಯಾವ object ಅಲ್ಲಿ data ಮತ್ತೆ function ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಏನಂತೀವಿ? Object ಅಂತ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಆ object ಒಳಗಿರುವಂತ data ಮತ್ತೆ function ನ ನಾವು ಏನಂತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ data ನ data member ಅಂತೀವಿ, function ನ member function ಅಂತ ಅಂತೀವಿ. So this is a very important keyword, because for 1 marks they may ask what is data member and member function. Okay, so first important keyword, that is a what is object, the second one is a what is data member, and third one is a what is member function, right? And so this theoretically you know that what is object, what is data member and what is member function. We'll know about how we are present in a programming all these keywords. How we are going to present the keywords of this concept in a program. Let's see that. I'm going to take one example. There is a student. Okay, I'm going to take one example. That is a student. For student, so what are the biodata the student may have? The first one, name. The student have name, right? Then register number, right? And the next one is combination. Which combination is come under, right? And so what are other data? So the name, register, combination, these all are data, right? ಈಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೋತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ನೇಮ್ ಅವ್ರ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಬಯೋಡೇಟಾ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರಿಯಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ಇಸ್ ಅ ರಿಯಲ್ ಡೇಟಾ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡೇಟಾ, right? The student become now object. The student become now object, right? What is object? Object is combining of data and function. It contains the set of data and function. Here the first data containing, right? Here the student containing the number of data, which means the student become object. The student become object here, right? ಯಾವ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಏನಂತೀವಿ? ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ದಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ. ಹಿಯರ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ, ರೈಟ್? ನೇಮ್, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್, ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್, ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ that is related this student, right? Now the student become object. ಈಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಅವ್ರ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಡೇಟಾ ಇದೆ? ನೇಮ್, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅಂಡ್ combination. And the next one, he should have, which means the object should have function, which means here the student also should have the function. So I'm going to write the function, that's a get function. That's a get function and display function. Display function. Display function, right? So you know that how we are calling the function. You have learned this all the function in your first year. I'm not going to explain what is function again. Okay, here I'm writing the function, which means this get function and display function, that is related to student, right? Related to student. Now the student become object absolutely now. Why? because the object contains a set of data and function. Here student also object, that's why the student contains a set of data and function ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಇದೇ ತರ ಬರೀತೀರಾ. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಡೇಟಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. Object 1. I hope you understand what is object and what is the data member and member function. Now this data, this three data is called as a data member, right? Data member, and this function is called as a member function. This function is called as a member function. So this is the basic concept. If you understood this object, data member and member function, then automatically it will easy to understand the next concept. Okay, so I hope you understood what is object, what is data member and what is member function. Okay, let's see about the difference between object oriented programming and procedural programming. The difference between OOPS and procedural. Procedural programming and OOPS concept or programming. The first one, the data. So here, what are the data we are taking come under the procedural programming, which means whatever the programming is come under this procedural programming, this program will be divided into a sub-program. Here, the program is divided into a sub-program, that is a procedural programming. The program is divided into as a object. It doesn't divided as a sub-program, it is divided as a objects. There is a one difference. Which means, see here, the program, I am writing in a short form, the program dividing into sub-program, okay, sub-program here, but here the program dividing into objects, Here the program is divided as a sub-program, here the program is divided as a object. And the data in the procedural programming, it doesn't hidden. Data not hidden, does not hidden, which means the data, so any data can be accessed by any function. For example, in one program contain the 10 function, I need one data should be in a secure form, but in a procedure you can't make that data as in a secure form, because all the 10 function can be access that data. For example, ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ 10 ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಡೇಟಾನ ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ, ಈಗ ನೀವೇನು ಜಿಮೇಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದ್ರಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ದ ಮೇಲ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಇಮೇಲ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡೇಟಾನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಬೈ ಯುವರ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಐ ಡಿ, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಕಾಂಟ್ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೇಲ್. ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಥ್ರೂ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಡೇಟಾ ಬೇಕೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಡೇಟಾನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಹಿಡನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಹೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ 10 ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಡೇಟಾನ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲಲ್ಲಿ ಆದರೂ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಆದರೂ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ 10 ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ ಡೇಟಾ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಸಿಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಹೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. So there is a one drawback of this procedural programming. But in a OOPS concept, you can hide the data. You can hide the data. So this is the important difference between procedural and OOPS concept. Okay. The next one is a top-down design. It is a top-down design. It is a top-down design. It is a bottom-up design. You know that, right? What is top-down and bottom-up design? Top-down, which means you are going to divide the problem into sub-problem to solve the problem. But bottom-up, which means you are going to solve the problem from bottom to upwards, right? That is a bottom-up design. Next, the procedural programming is a data will be communicate each other through a function. Data is communicate each other through a function. Here the data will be communicate each other through a object. Here the data will be communicate each other through a function. And a function through ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ data communicate ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. Here through a object data will be communicate each other. And the last one is here we are giving the more importance to a procedure rather than the data. Rather than the data, here we are giving the more importance to a data rather than the procedure. Rather than the procedure. So these are the main difference between the procedure programming and OOPS. So this is the one important question they may ask for 3 marks. What is the difference between the procedural and object-oriented programming? So if you know this drawback of the procedural and advantages of this OOPS concept, then you can write the difference between these two. Don't worry, I'll give the notes. You can understand easily. I just wrote for make you understand. Okay. So we have started with a new chapter. That is the basic concept of OOPS. So what is the object-oriented program? It is a principle of design and develop the program using modular. That is the object-oriented program. And the basic element of the object-oriented program, that is the data. The first programming concept is a procedure programming. So what is procedural programming? Procedure programming is a process the set of instruction to achieve particular computation. That is a procedural programming. So it has a some of drawback because it is a lengthy. The first one is a lengthy. Because of this lengthy, it difficult to understand and it is difficult to modify. Totally it increase the complexity. These are the drawback of the procedure programming. And next programming concept is a structured programming. The structured programming is nothing but procedure. It's a sub-topic of the procedure. That is a structured programming. The structured programming, it is structure the program by using 3 control statements. The first one is a sequence, then looping and conditional, right? So it is a top-down design. And the last one is a object-oriented programming. So what is object-oriented programming? So actual definition of the object-oriented programming, it is a combination of data and function to operate the data as a small unit. That is called as a object-oriented programming, right? So combining of the data and function to operate the data as a small unit, that small unit called as a object. The definition of the object is the collection of set of data and function. So whatever the data and function is combined as the object, that's called as the data member and member function, right? So, and we have discussed about the example of object, data member and member function, and we were discussed about the difference between the procedural and object oriented programming. So we'll continue with this concept in the next class. Okay, thank you.